The Short Take with Alex and Jake.
Hello, and welcome to The Short Take, the podcast where we talk about all things short films. Apart from when we don't. I'm your host, Jake, and with me, as ever, is my co-host, Alex.
That's me.
That is you. How are you doing this week?
I'm alright.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Doing good?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Yeah?
Woo!
That was too much.
I'm
Dial
sorry.
it back.
I can't fucking do this.
We're on episode 20 now, and this is my last pick that is...
I thought you could say something else. It's my last ever episode.
No, this is my last pick that's not my own film of the season. Very convoluted thing, but the next episode that I pick will be the final, and it will be one that I have been made.
I have been made.
That I've been made. Yeah.
I've been made.
Yeah, I didn't make a mistake.
I've been made.
So Infinite, that's the one we're watching this week, starring George McKay. The synopsis goes as follows. Sid is a young man just entering the prime of adulthood with a strong circle of friends and a great love of life. He is also grappling with a terminal illness and will be dead in a few months.
Why are you laughing?
Just the way that it phrased it. He's like, oh, he's
I think it's
just
more
in
the
the
way
prime of
you
his
said
life. Maybe. Realising his time left is quite short, he enlists his tight circle of friends to help him become infinite, to live on in some way despite the ending of his life. As they grapple with their feelings of sadness and grief, the group creates a ritual to celebrate Sid and the cornerstones that they have made his life so great, even as he is on the verge of leaving it. So, this is, I think, a very interesting film. It's on Omeletto. One of my friends recommended this to me, so thank you for that.
Interesting.
I really enjoyed it.
I didn't.
You didn't?
I really don't like this film.
No?
Nope.
That's really interesting.
I was thought this might be the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of it.
Do you think it's just not your type of film, or do you have
Not
problems
necessarily. I think I have problems with how it's done.
with it? Okay.
I don't like the writing at all.
Interesting.
I think the dialogue is maybe some of the worst I've ever seen. I love George McKay. I think he's one of the best actors working right now. And if you showed me this short film before, if it was the first thing I ever saw George McKay and you said this guy is going to be one of the best actors working, I'd be like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's really bad now, and I don't think it's his fault.
Should we start off with some good before we get into that?
Yeah.
I feel like you've got a lot to pile on
I
there.
have.
What did you like about it?
Excluding a couple of scenes, I think it's very well shot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the scenes around the fire look great.
Yeah, they look
And
really
like the
good.
framing's really well done and interesting.
Yeah.
I loved the bits where they're stepping forward and throwing the stuff in the fire.
Yeah.
I thought those moments were like really well done. And the opening and closing shots of them dancing around the fire and stuff.
Yeah. I think natural lighting like that around
Yeah.
the fire is always going to look really good.
100%.
It just looks beautiful, doesn't it? Like, it's just a nice way to shoot a film.
I really like the framing with him building the logs onto the fire at the beginning of the film.
Yes.
Like the wide shot, and how then at the end, like if you put those shots next to each other, even though they never are, it's the same shot just with the fire lit and all three of them stood there, and then the first, like, but the other shot is just him on his own putting the logs on the fire, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
But if you put those shots next to each other, they are the same shot. Like the framings, everything's the same. It's just the subject and what's happening, and I love it when they do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I really like that moment.
I really like the moment where he's like dancing to the radio. No? Okay. I like it. I think this is just...
Conceptually, I like it.
I think this film is just like I don't know, like it's just like a lens into his life.
It's meant to be a
and stuff.
feel-good film, right?
Yeah.
Like it's meant to be like, obviously it's a bit like what Mark Kermode would call a weepy.
Yeah.
Like it's meant to make you a bit like sad.
And
But
I
like,
think-
obviously it's uplifting because of that.
Yeah, it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
Is the word. I think this film is the first film that we've reviewed that has made me feel like that.
Interesting.
I think it's just kind of like for me at least, they kind of get that right. You know, the making you feel sad about what's happening.
Yeah.
I think, you know, we've reviewed a lot of films that talk about death, and they all just kind of fuck it up a bit. Like the ones that I can think of are like Low,
Yeah.
where it's not a great, like the whole point of the film is that he's
It's
killed
meant to be like a
someone,
moral thing about somebody killing someone, but like,
but it's just not that
Yeah, who
at all.
cares?
And then the one we reviewed last episode where he gets shot in the dick, and it's like,
yeah, or 2 episodes. Oh, sorry, no, that was
no,
the
it was
last
last
episode.
episode. Yeah.
We also did the one about the Kryn killing themselves 2 episodes ago.
Yes, and again,
Yeah.
not very. Doesn't really do anything
Yeah,
with
no.
it. It's not very interesting. Whereas this, it's like the death is like hanging over them, but it's almost the background to the story. Like it's obviously the story is happening because of him dying,
Yeah.
but it's peripheral. It's like, you know, the thing is doing the fire and like
Yeah.
bringing his friends together and giving them this memory to remember him by.
This is fascinating because for me, I think I have had like kind of not this feeling, and obviously it's not really about the same thing, but like this was the neighbor's window for me.
Okay.
Where the neighbor's window, I just like felt stuff with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think this is really well done, and it's like I'm connected to it in some way, like I feel like an emotion. With
I
it.
didn't feel that with the neighbor's window.
Yeah, see, I don't feel that with this.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Yeah. Well, we are different people.
What else have you got on your
things.
good?
I don't really have anything particularly like specific I want to talk about with it. I think I just like the film. I think it just does the right kind of things. I do definitely have problems with it.
Yeah.
But overall, I really like it.
Yeah.
It does what it needs to do for me. I think that focusing on one of the friends was quite a good idea, and like just that one bond.
Yeah.
Like they're obviously the best friends in the group, right? And the others are just kind of there. And having that be the through line of him being the one that's being affected by this the most, rather than George McKay's character. I think that George McKay is good in it. I think there are problems with other elements of it, but I think he is good. I think he sells it very well. I can see you disagreeing, but I liked it.
I don't think it's his problem. I think it's very clear it's not his problem because he's George McKay, gorgeous George McKay. He's fine. Like, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
I think the dialogue's so bad in this film. I think it's so disingenuine.
Yes.
Me personally pisses me off.
No,
Like,
I
it
did feel
really
that.
gets under my skin.
I did feel that a lot of times. I was like, this is not well written.
It's not how people talk.
Yeah.
And it's like...
I think the scene that really got under my skin is when he's building the fire and his friend comes up.
Yeah.
And it's just exposition.
Yeah.
Like, there's not really like a
Well, that's the
connection there.
That's my biggest problem with the whole film. It's like, the entire first scene of the film is just him explaining shit.
Yeah.
In the most... It feels like... You recently sent me a clip that I'd seen already, but you sent me the clip of Bryan Cranston where he says...
It's because we talked about it a couple of times, and I was like, I'll send it to him,
when
so
a
he knows what
character
it is.
like is crying, we don't feel anything, but when we see a character trying not to cry, that makes us want to cry.
Yeah.
It's the thing of you should never be doing... It's the surface level thing. It's like there's the surface and there's what's going on under the surface, and really what we should always be trying to do is communicate. The under the surface stuff is the stuff that the audience is reading.
Yeah.
The surface stuff is like meant to be like expositional, or like just it's just a gateway to the sub level. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So like in this film, all the characters are just talking about their feelings, but like not in a genuine way.
Okay.
They're saying shit that's like you wouldn't talk like that to someone, and like it's just weird and it annoys me. And it's like the film doesn't really have a plot because of it, I would argue.
Okay.
Like, I feel like it could be that he's getting them to do all this stuff, maybe, and then, like, he's like, oh, then he explains what it is they're doing. Like, maybe he starts off and he's, like, too embarrassed to really tell them what it is he wants to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the idea of the infinite thing. But it literally starts him being like, so scientists think there's this thing where you go and you put in the atmosphere, and then the atmosphere's been in for ages, so therefore then it's just infinite. And it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, you psychopath? I don't care if you're dying. We're not friends anymore. Like, I just feel like you could do something with that where it's more interesting. The dynamics aren't really there. And, like, conceptually, the idea of the friend being close to him, I agree, it's, like, a good idea. And, like, having that one person who is the closest. But they also never really demonstrate it properly.
Okay.
Like, when the character says, like... When he says to the others, like, oh... Can you make sure Thingy's okay because he's taking it hard? And then they're like, oh, well, yeah, he's gonna, it must be really weird for him. And it's like, what does that mean? What do you mean for him?
Yeah,
Why?
it's gonna be weird for everyone.
Yeah, why specifically? And for a second I was like, is there gonna be a twist where it's like, maybe he got cancer and he beat it, and now his friend has cancer and is terminal. And like, maybe that's what it's gonna be. It's like a weird guilt thing he has.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's just apparently they're best friends. Like, but are they? I didn't get that from it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, that really bugs me. The the scenes when I said it was like really well shot,
Mhm.
except for a certain couple of scenes, it's the bits where they're sat around that table. It's so clearly on like a set or just in the corner of a room they've designed to make it look like it a certain way.
They did.
The
yeah.
camera never moves a set. Have you seen the behind the scenes?
I have, yes.
Is it a set or is it just a room where they?
It is a real like they got a set like
It's a
sorry,
set.
It's like it's a barn in someone's house. Like it is real.
But they've just literally done a corner up.
Yeah, kind of. I think they put they opened up. I think it's in a garage, and they put like a big marquee thing around it, so they had extra room.
Yeah. See,
But yeah.
it looks bad, and the way it's shot, and the way they're acting is so amateur level, in my opinion, that it pisses me off.
I think the other actors are very amateur.
They're not good,
No.
and like George McKay looks worse because of it.
Oh, do you think?
I think so. I think everyone in film comes off really badly. Like, they're all just not great. In fact, I think the only part of it that was like, oh, that was good acting, was at the very end when the best friend does his speech with the camera where he's about to throw it in.
Yeah.
That's the only moment of the film that was like, oh, that was really good.
Do you want to know something interesting?
Go on.
That whole thing about he's like, oh, we shot this on
It's
Helm's
based on a
Deep.
true story.
The director did that as a kid.
Obviously.
So like he's obviously just pulled that, and it's
Yeah.
like that's why it's good because
Because it's based on
true.
something. But then also, like, I will say at the beginning of that, when he starts talking about it, there's a bit where he's like, we didn't even know how to edit. And I
Yeah.
was like, is that... I don't know, that's just...
Yeah,
that
you don't say that.
Don't say that. Like, that
Yeah.
feels, again, like something that... I don't know. It's just... We have nothing in this film as in, like, oh, he's a filmmaker, or they make films. And now suddenly it's like, huh, we didn't even know how to edit back then.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, so do you all know how to edit? Are you all film buffs? Like, is that the vibe? Like, what is this? Something that I keep coming back to in my head is, have you ever seen the film Miel and the Dying Girl?
I have.
Great film.
Very good film.
That feels like that film is doing what this film wants to be doing.
Okay, yeah.
And on like an emotional level and like just in terms of tonality and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I think it's so not achieving it.
Yeah.
And I feel really
okay.
bad saying that. I did see on IMDb there's a feature film this guy's made
Oh, really?
about this concept.
Interesting. I did not know
I'm
that.
very curious what it doesn't star George McKay.
Well,
uh,
no, probably not.
No.
Definitely can afford him.
I'd be very curious to see what that film is like as a whole film.
Yeah.
And
That's interesting.
if
We've
he's
had
improved.
a couple of films this season that have got like gone on to be feature
I
length.
think we're gonna have another one.
We might do. Oh, a little foreshadowing.
Maybe. I'm trying to think if there's anything else
I
specific.
think I would want to move on to nitpicks. The scene where at the very start where he's like explaining this whole thing, and then they're like, "Oh, sorry, I've got to shoot off now." Cut that out.
Don't even get me started. 60-minute film, by the way, doesn't need to be.
It was 20 minutes in the original edit, and they cut it down loads. They cut loads of stuff out. I don't understand why they didn't cut this.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's like, we
Like,
don't need an
'cause-
explanation as to where they're going.
Because they wanted the bit where it was just the two of them.
Of
But you can
course.
just
you
cut
can just
to
cut
that.
around it.
Yeah, you can cut to like you can write around and cut around that very easily. I don't understand why they had all the stuff of him saying goodbye. The dialogue definitely needs another pass, but I guess we covered that in bad.
Yeah.
The line towards the end where I think it's the second friend is giving his explanation of what the item he's brought.
Yeah.
And he's brought the town map.
Yeah.
He like stole it from the archives.
Yeah.
I hate that he said, "Oh, Surrey is a part of us." Like they said the place. Do you know what I mean? Like they said the county. I hate that they said the county name
Interesting.
because they never established that's where they were before.
Yeah.
And then when he said it, I felt a bit sick. I was like, "Oh no, don't tell me where you are. I don't want to know." Because I lived in Surrey for a while and I did not like it.
Interesting.
Maybe that's a personal
Honestly,
thing.
I have a nitpick with the fact that they burnt an archived map.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, Jesus, that's what the fuck? Can't do that. That is illegal, like in a lot of ways.
Yeah. I think that the thought that went into the items that they all presented was quite good.
Yeah, for the most part, I think. I really like. I think out of all of them, I think my favorite was the beam.
Yeah, that was really
I think that's
fun.
the most fun one and like the most
Yeah.
interesting.
And then his reaction to it was just
I
nothing.
really didn't like the photo one. The love one was really stupid in my opinion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just thought that was kind of gross. I don't know. There was something about it that was kind of
Yeah.
off. It's like, can you kiss this picture of all my friends? I'm dying. Actually, I'm dying.
I kind of like the idea that it's like a girl that they all have a crush on. But then, yeah, it's kind of weird the
It's
way they go
weird.
about it. Yeah.
The map thing pissed me off. What was the other one?
The
There's
Watch.
The Watch. Yeah, again, it's like I don't know. I just didn't vibe with it.
Okay, fair enough.
And I didn't get really burning the film. It felt like it should have been that he goes to burn it and then he's like, whoa, keep it. So there's other ways to remember me or something like that. There's ways to remember the times we had. So just burning this like footage of them
Yeah.
that like surely one day I'll be like, wow, I really wish I still had that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't burn an archive map. History's really important. Like what? For what? Fucking stupid.
If
Hang
this
on.
film was dying, if Infinite was dying,
God.
and they wanted to throw you on the fire, would you let them?
No. Dying for this film. Fuck this film.
If this film asked you to put something on the fire that represented this podcast,
Ooh,
what would you put on?
I would put on the quiz book.
Yeah.
I'd go.
They're slowly getting smaller.
Huh. I could have answered every single one of these.
But I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think the quiz book is a very good answer.
It's the best answer.
I'd probably throw on the microphone that we used in season 1.
Ooh, that's a good shout.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah. Chuck them all. Do you still have the broken one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to take it somewhere at some point, see if we can get it fixed.
Let's build a fire. That'll fix it.
I don't think it will.
Quiz time?
Quiz time. Give me the book. Get your hands. Get off it. You're not allowed to look. I'm going to read Jake 3 questions. If he gets all 3 right or all 3 wrong, he gets a bonus question worth 1 point. They're all movie themed. Let's begin.
That was pretty good.
Thank you. I didn't like it. Which classic was set in Morocco in 1941 and starred Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman?
Oh, I don't know.
I hate that you've got it. Avenge the Fallen and Nothing Can Prepare You for the End are the taglines for which recent Marvel superhero film?
Oh, I wonder.
With the human race facing extinction, explorers must travel beyond our solar system in search of a habitable planet. In which recent film starring Matthew McConaughey? Actually,
I bet you're like so mad.
I am so angry. I've never been more angry in my life.
Oh my god, I have an opportunity for 4 points here.
Go on.
Casablanca, Avengers Endgame, Interstellar.
Oh my god, the last one was actually Inception. I'm
Shut
so
up.
sorry.
Why would you say Inception? Why would you
You've
say
got all 3 right, Jake. Okay, you finally did it. I think this is the first time you've done it.
Woo!
What?
Only took me to
Pick a
episode
number
20.
between 1 and 3.
1.
Steven Spielberg has produced over 200 movies. True or false?
Christ. True.
It's false.
Is it?
Fucking idiot. You'll never have 4 points.
I'm happy with 3 points though.
Jamie Dornan was once part of a folk group called the Sons of Jim, who opened for singer Katie Tunstall.
True.
That's true.
It's very specific.
Insane if it wasn't.
Yeah.
Eva Mendes won Miss Exiled Cuba in 2009.
Miss Exiled Cuba.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. True.
False.
Oh, okay.
Idiot.
Exile. What do you mean, Miss Exiled Cuba? Is there like a Miss Exiled GB?
Brexit. Miss Brexit. Do you remember when you ripped the cover?
Yes, there's still a little bit there.
Oh, well, that was a shit show of a quiz. Fuck. It's been a bad day. It was a stupid film. Gotta give you points.
Well,
Anyway.
thank you for listening, folks. It's been a good one for me. Good film and good quiz answers. If you've enjoyed it, maybe consider leaving a like, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell.
Bing!
And if you really love us, maybe you could leave a little comment below.
Oh, what could the comment be about? Name your favourite terminal disease.
Christ. What's your favourite form of cancer?
Ooh! What's your favourite film with George McKay in it?
Oh, yeah.
Why is it not Infinite?
What is your favourite George McKay film?
Probably Pride.
Oh, that is a good.
Pride's
film,
really
yeah.
good. Pride.
I only watched that recently.
Pride or 1917 for me.
I mean,
think.
they're the two big ones, aren't they? Right.
He also did the one, the Kelly Gang or whatever it's called.
Oh, I've not seen that.
That's decent. It's fine.
got a really long title, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's like Kelly Gang.
Yeah, way too long.
And he's also in. He was in Peter Pan. I think that was his first film. The really, like in my
Pan?
opinion, Peter Pan, the 2003 one. Like,
Oh,
when he was
right,
a
okay.
child. I haven't really watched that one. That wasn't.
Okay.
I didn't really like it growing up because I liked Hook.
Of course.
But yeah. Leave a comment with your favorite George McKay film.
I think I'm going to say Pride as well. I'm just
Pride's
going to
good.
very quickly look him up and see if he's
Oh
done
my
anything
God,
else.
Jay, we don't have time for this.
1917 is the top one that pops up. Oh, Captain Fantastic.
I haven't
That
seen that.
is a good
I need to
film.
watch that.
They're the big ones, I think.
He's in something else.
Oh, Munich, The Edge of War. That was quite recent.
The Edge of War.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, the director of this,
True History of the Kelly Gang.
the director of Infinite was on the art department of The Last Jedi.
Was he?
Apparently.
Oh, that's fun.
Until next time, you won't hear us, but
But
we'll
we'll
see
see
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.